September 2, 2021. I was at a rental property working on getting it ready for new renters. Kevin kept showing up. At one point he showed up while I was standing in the driveway. He drove towards me, then turned and started driving crazy all around the property. I called Lighthorse and was asked if he said anything to me, or wave or honk. I said no. I was told that if he didn't do any of those things then he did nothing wrong. He must initiate contact. Later that evening I left that property to go get ready for work. My late husband's parents were there along with my special needs daughter, who has Down syndrome and autism. Kevin showed up again, got out of his truck and started talking to my daughter and tried to give her a hug. They wouldn't allow him to do that. Kevin spoke with my father-in-law and told him he had all of their son's belongings and he would love to return them, but Christina needs to make all this criminal shit go away. I called Lighthorse to report the PO violation. When I called I could hear the female who answered sigh and ask if this was Christina. She also said this was ridiculous. I told her I wanted to make a PO violation report and why. Her response was, did he harm the child? I was transferred to another officer. He had many reasons why I could not make a PO violation report. First, he blamed my daughter and said she waved at him first. If you listen to the recording, I never said she waved at him first. He also said I couldn't report it because I wasn't there. I asked if Kevin was allowed to speak to my children who are on my PO. He said no, he isn't supposed to. But yet Kevin did and I'm not allowed to report it. At the end of the 30-minute call I was not allowed to report it. Over the next few days Kevin continued to come and go from the property. One of the days I had to return to the property to get something my daughter left behind. As I pulled up I saw someone mowing on a zero turn. At first I thought it was my friend's son. But as I pulled up to the door of the house I saw Kevin's truck parked down behind the barn. Kevin videoed me as I got out of my car and went inside. I left minutes later. I was scared, but not much I can do as I'm told by police he is doing no wrong. I did get a friend on the phone with me as I went in the house, and I also had my gun on me. As I always carry now. I got what I needed and left. September 6th, Kevin, his ex-wife and current girlfriend went to the rental property around 8 a.m. and started kicking the doors in. I had posted signs saying the house was under lease agreement and the new tenants are now occupying the house. The new tenants came outside and Kevin called Wagoner County. The officer called me and asked where I was. I was at my home in bed. He told me Kevin was certain I was inside the rental home. At no point was it a problem that Kevin thought I was in the rent house and was kicking in the doors while I was there. Kevin was told to leave the property and not return without a court order. He currently goes to the property daily and stares at the renters. September 8th, 2020. Kevin called Lighthorse to file a report on me for harassing him. An officer went to his home to make the report. Kevin said I was driving behind him harassing him. He submitted a picture of me. It was from the August 7, 2021 incident. The officer also told me Kevin showed her videos and pictures of us at the end of the relationship of how happy we were. She seemed to take his side. I was able to submit my videos from my installed cameras on my car. It proved Kevin was lying and that it was actually him driving behind me. Then he took a pic when he went on ahead of me. On September 9th she sent an officer to my home so I could make the September 2nd PO violation report. October 13th, 2021 I turned in my title for a Camry. I did not tell anyone or post photos of my vehicle. On October 18th, 2021 I have a video of Kevin driving directly behind me from just outside my neighborhood on 71st in Broken Arrow to Highway 51 in Coweta. I feel he knew it was me. Him always driving behind me seems to be more than just a coincidence, as I do not seem to drive near anyone else I know that lives in Broken Arrow. I have been trying to get an update to see if he was going to get into any trouble for lying to the police, and to see if he would in fact be charged with another PO violation. I was told on October 25 the only thing seen at the AG office was a report against me from June 29, 2021 where Kevin filed a report against me for stalking. I was wanting the prosecutor to be aware of the lying and other PO violation before his court hearing for the domestic charges on November 9, 2021 hearing. To this day, I still have not been able to get my personal belongings or anything else I'm entitled to as per the automatic temporary injunction. I have all the debt while he keeps all assets, including all money that was also mine. Kevin and I were married for 1 year. When I entered the marriage I had $1.4 million in the bank. From my husband's wrongful death, I am currently broke. I have had to turn in my title for a small car with cheaper payments. My credit card is maxed out. I cannot refi my home that I bought before I met Kevin, he is not on the deed or loan. And get the cash out option because I need his signature, but the funds would be held in a trust until the divorce is final. So that doesn't help me. I'm now afraid I will lose my home or lose the 40-acre property that $400K of my settlement money has been invested into. We are both on the loan and deed to that property, but he will not help pay mortgage, insurance or taxes on. My credit score went from 820 to 598. I do work at Hillcrest, but my hours are limited due to having 2 special needs children and no additional support to help me with them. I have been standing in the same place since the day I left. I have lost everything to him and it's all okay because we are married. Meanwhile, he has control over everything, lies and is dragging out court. He lied on every discovery question, making it difficult to even move forward. I am reaching out to anyone who can help me in any capacity. This has all gone on too long and seems every step I take to regain my life gets lost or delayed somehow to work in his favor. This isn't right. I cannot afford a new attorney, as I am already on my 3rd one. I would like to make an appointment with you so I can let you hear how your officers have talked to me saying I am becoming a nuisance, I'm ridiculous, and that I am not to call the police and use it as my gripe line. Along with not being able to make reports that are valid and within my rights. But Kevin gets an officer to come to him to make false reports and make me seem as if I'm crazy. I do not appreciate the tone in which they speak to me. I also believe Kevin does stalk me. I know living in the same town as him we are bound to see each other from time to time. His son is in my daughter's class, yet I never see him at the school. I do find it strange to often see him driving directly behind me and continues to do so because he knows it upsets me and it's not against the PO. He has no respect or fear of the police as he has never had any true consequences for his actions against me or in his previous charge of strangulation reported from his ex. He got her to drop the charge by giving her everything she wanted in the divorce in exchange to drop the charges. For these are reasons why women of domestic violence cannot escape their abusers and can end up dead. There needs to be more education on this subject with officers to recognize the behaviors of abusers. Thank you.